decided about the strengths, weaknesses, and also some areas, and they are quite similar to two previous groups. So we can start with weaknesses because there are only 3 of them. So as it was said before, lack of experience, of course, because if you haven't worked in the library, you don't know what you're really doing and what you need to learn, and you can only decide after you start. The second thing is lack of trust, because we think that young professionals not always trust the old professionals, and other way around, because we have this new knowledge, but at the same time, as we have the lack of experience, we might not trust each other. And the third thing is kind of arrogance, because we think we are better, we know better, and that could be a weakness, because if you don't think that someone could know better, then it might get in the way of your communication with other colleagues. So maybe you could tell about the strengths.
Okay, me or you?
You just go ahead and answer. You take 3 of them, I take 2 of them. You take the first 3 and I take the last 2.
The first one is people skills, because it's very important if you work in a library, or if at all you work with people, that you show some people skill, that you're able to communicate, and also nobody wants a grumpy librarian, then you don't come back to that library and we lost another customer, so that's not good. And number 2 is adaptability. That's the first one we wrote down, so it's been standing there a long time. I really remember what we talked about, but when you're a new professional, you haven't all those experiences that tells you how we always did it.
It's like you don't have the habits, which you stick to, even though you could find another way.
Yeah, so it's easier to see other options on doing things, and I think that's very useful to the organization you work in, and also as a person it's good, because you have to get new friends when you're in the organization. And take the rest.
Can I take the rest?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, the third is to be open-minded. It's when you're new and you are just coming with all these impressions are coming towards you, and you're just going to have to be open-minded to all of them, and most new professionals are open-minded to it, and that's a strong thing. Number 4 is up-to-date knowledge. We will have, as we've just come from education, we will have the up-to-date knowledge, and we will know about the new theories, new discoveries, new science. So that's also a strong thing. Yeah. And then number 5, of course, critical thinking, being able to be critical about everything you read, just knowing that well, nothing can be trusted is dangerous to say, but
the internet might be true.
Yeah, somewhere it might be true. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 is technology. Well, we weren't thinking just about internet. We were thinking about all kind of technologies the libraries use.
For example, the self-issuing machines. And
feels kind of good knowing that. Networking. We were thinking about like communication in a way, like it's very good for a library to network with other librarians or organizations, or what was it?
Yeah,
something like that.
Stuff in the local area. And we talked about some examples about how libraries also already are doing that. So I think that's important for us to, if we want to renew the library, we have to collaborate with other libraries and other organizations.
Yes, and the third one is reference work, because even if you're working at a traditional library or an information science is really good. Information center is really good at reference work. And the fourth one is social media, which means, well, a lot of libraries use social media, so kind of feels being good at it.
Yeah, and not just Facebook or Twitter, but also making blogs and sharing information with other people, not just with patrons, but also with other librarians.
Yes, and the last one, I don't know when.